PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video here today to talk about Patreon and what is e-begging. Like, what is that? What does that term even mean? But first, I want to do a little quick housekeeping. I recently picked up a new game I got for the PS2, and that's a Ferrari 355 Challenge. Not too bad so far. I've played about a little over an hour of this game so far, and of course, it's like it sounds. You play as a Ferrari 355 throughout the entire game. Also available on Dreamcast. Don't want to go into too much detail on this game because I want to give my final thoughts in a different video later. But so far, I'm having a lot of fun with it. You can race at Atlanta Motor Speedway and Motegi and Long Beach. You know, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. And Yu Suzuki actually had oversight on this. And of course, you know, everyone knows who Yu Suzuki is. You know, obviously he was the creator of Outrun. So yeah, so far, having a lot of fun with this, and I just wanted to quickly share that, but let's get on to the video. Let's get on to this topic of Patreon and what is an e-beggar, you know, kind of thing. So here we go. So what brought this on? What brought this on? Well, a little while ago, I think it was like a little over a month ago, there was somebody who called me PK in the e-beggar verse as kind of an insult, which was pretty funny, actually. I'm like, that's hilarious. I'm going to actually use that to make content. I'm going to use that to make a video because that's hysterical. So a little bit about me, you know, I've been on YouTube for over 10 years now, over 10 years, and I have yet to make a single dime off of YouTube. Now, I am a monetized channel, but I have not gotten to the point so far since being a monetized channel. I've been a monetized channel for about 3 weeks now, and I've not gotten to the point where I've actually made actual money. Like, I have not gotten a payout. You know, you have to get to like $100 to get a payout. I haven't even come close. Haven't even come close yet. So you can't say that I've made money off YouTube, and I have never asked for any money ever on YouTube. Not a dime. Not a single dime have I ever asked for. I've actually donated money actually to, you know, charities and stuff like that, actually, that from people I found who are on YouTube who are running charities and stuff like that. I have never begged for anything. So it's a strange thing. But let's talk about this. Like, where does this term, like, e-beggar come from? I have some ideas because I kind of vaguely remember when I first heard people starting to use it. I think the original intent was to call people out who are gassing up their audience. Now, what does that mean? Well, I noticed many, many years ago, I used to see a lot of this, is YouTubers would start to make a little bit of money, start to find a little success on YouTube. So they'd start a Patreon, maybe start a P.O. box, you know, that kind of thing. And, you know, so people could send them crap, you know, the whole P.O. box thing. I'm not a fan of that at all, really, because it's like, I don't want people sending me stuff. You know, I have the things I want and need. I don't need more crap. I don't know how people deal with that, you know, getting all this crap, you know, from people, and then you got to do something with it. I mean, sometimes you might get something real special, obviously, but sometimes, you know, you get stuff that you already have, and then you have to figure out how to offload that. I have games as it is that I still need to offload, so yeah, I don't know why people do P.O. boxes. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, other than they must like to resell games or something. Who knows? Who knows? Or they really like stuff to keep, but I'm not a fan of that. You know, like, if a person is really my friend, I'll just give them my address. You know, if we're like real close friends and we're sending each other stuff, you know, but like real close. So I don't care for the whole P.O. box stuff, but I'm getting a little off track here. So the whole e-beggar thing, what started was people gassing up their audiences. And what I mean by that is, so sometimes people who are, you know, getting a little bit of success on YouTube, they're getting a little bit of success and finding, you know, their monetized channels, you know, making money, and they're like, oh man, maybe I can do this for a living. So they'd start a Patreon account, and Patreon is great for supporting creators. It's a, you know, platform where they, you know, you can like, basically you can give somebody money for once a month kind of thing, and there's different tier systems. Sometimes you like a $1 tier, a $3 tier, a $5 tier, and there's different rewards for that sort of thing. There were certain YouTubers out there who were doing kind of shady stuff. They were basically saying like, oh gosh, guys, you know, I'd love to keep making content, but I'm just not making enough money off my Patreon. You know, they're gaslighting their audience. They're trying to trick their audience to supporting their Patreon kind of thing. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, you know, promoting your Patreon, but when you're talking like, I can't make content if I don't get Patreon money. Yeah, that's manipulating your audience. People like that, yeah, should be called out. But then what you see later on in the story is you start seeing people apply this to anyone who has a Patreon. Anyone who's doing super chats, you know, with YouTube, you know, where people can just give people like money. It's a tip. It's basically a tip, you know, it's not really something to be taken all that, oh, this is big money, you know, people are getting rich off of it. And there are streamers obviously with big audiences who, you know, and they'll sometimes streamers will like acknowledge somebody if they, you know, give them an actual money tip and whatnot, and in the comments or whatever, in these like live chats and stuff like that. So yeah, and then there's some people who just literally apply eBeggar to anybody who makes any kind of money off YouTube whatsoever, which is just incredibly nonsensical. It's super ignorant, okay? It's a very ignorant thing to say. So yeah, so what are my opinions about Patreons and Super Chats? And personally, I don't have any problems with it. You know, it's like, I mean, come on guys, people give money to politicians who do absolutely nothing for them meaningful in their lives except, you know, make a lot of money and do nothing. You know, I mean, there's a lot of politicians who do absolutely nothing. I would say 90% of our politicians are just, you know, I don't know what they do. Some people are just complete cogs in the wheel and don't really, they stop things from happening. It's just like they don't compromise. They don't get anything done, you know, and people give them money all the time. Why aren't we more mad at politicians than people who have a Patreon on YouTube who are at least entertaining somebody? That's the thing, you know, you could be like, well, people should be spending their money on charity. It's like, yeah. And guess what? The same people who say that probably spend tons of money on video games every month and donate nothing to charity. Okay? You can always be spending your money better ways. But guess what? At the end of the day, we're grown adults. We can decide how we want to spend our money. It's stupid to try to dictate how other people are spending their money. You know, it's like, but I'm trying to warn people about a scam. It's like everything's a scam with some people, you know? It's like, you know, again, grown adults. Grown adults can figure out what is and isn't a scam. That's their responsibility, not some random stranger on the internet. It's absolutely ridiculous. Me personally, will I ever have a Patreon? Absolutely not. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to go through the trouble of it. It's not really for me, but I have no judgment towards people who do have a Patreon. You know, if I was going to do a Patreon, this is a big if I was ever going to do it, I would want to be able to provide a unique service. Like maybe I would make exclusive videos for just my patrons and nobody else. Maybe it'd be like a monthly or bi-monthly or something, and I would give people like, I don't know, keychains or merch or something once a year kind of thing. And I would do like one tier. I would do like a $2 tier. You know, I would want everyone to be equal. I don't like this whole like, oh, you know, for $30, I'll give you YouTube advice. I have no business giving anybody YouTube advice like on a big scale of like helping them grow their channel. Yeah, I can give you common sense advice, but I'll do that for free, okay? Yes, at the end of the day, it's great that eventually at some point I will get a payout on YouTube. But here's the thing, folks. I don't do this just for the money. I do not do this just for the money. Like if people want to use ad blocker and not give me any money, I don't care. You want to go download my video, you know, use that, there's a website where you can actually save people's YouTube videos. You want to do that? Fine. I don't care, honestly. I really don't. Like at the end of the day, I actually just want to entertain people or inform people. Sometimes I'm entertaining. I'm more informative than anything. I mean, I'm not a naturally gifted entertainer, but I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy having a conversation with my audience here, with the people who care enough to watch my videos. So yeah, would I ever start a Patreon? And the answer is like, no, I don't see the point in that. I don't do this for a living. So that has no interest, but it's just hilarious that anyone would call me an eBeggar. It's like, it's just like the people who use that term, it's just like they're making it mean anything they want it to mean, you know? So yeah, pretty ridiculous stuff there. Again, at the end of the day, I have zero issue with how my fellow adults choose to spend their money and their time. If you want to donate all your money to charity, do that. If you want to spend your money on video games, spend your money on video games. Do what, you know, works for you and makes you happy. It is your money and you're right. It's your right to spend your money how you want. If you want to, you know, give somebody a tip who made you happy because they made a video that made you happy, fine. Do it. That's your money and your life. It's not my responsibility. It's not my place to judge anybody, honestly. I'm just some random a-hole with a camera, okay? I'm just a guy in the universe, as I say. So, yeah, in my opinion, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with people who have patrons or have, you know, super chats or find other ways. As long as you're not manipulating your audience, there's literally nothing wrong with having ways for people to support you as a creator, because at the end of the day, we put time in these videos. Now, maybe there's different degrees and some people put way more time in their videos than others, but at the end of the day, this is our time. Anyways, guys, don't know what else I have to say. I just wanted to say, yeah, those are my thoughts. So stay awesome in this universe, everyone. See you later. Bye.